The compliance issue is a major problem within this industry. And right now, the major conflict is between the security token and utility token. As we mentioned earlier, the utility tokens are user tokens or app coins. This is a token that is given out during crowd sales as a project executes an ICO. When a company creates a utility token, it means that it's essentially creating a form of a digital coupon that can be redeemed in the future for discounted fees or special access to a product or service. Unlike security tokens, utility tokens are not used as investments as they can be exempt from the federal law governing securities if they are properly set up. Examples of utility tokens are Filecoin, Siacoin, Civic. And here are some use cases for the utility token, the real utility tokens, right? The real use cases. For example, gaming platforms, right? For in game purchases or enhancing gameplay features. And also, we have talked many times the DEX, decentralized exchange, for trading, reducing fees, or participating in the platform governance. And also, sometimes the social media platforms launch the utility tokens as well for access to premium content, tipping, or voting in community decisions. On the other hand, we have the security token. Those tokens are a kind of digital asset that is very similar to the well-known stocks. And is that the value of a security token comes from a tangible asset that can be traded and that is fully regulated. Because these tokens fall under asset regulation, the companies that issue them must represent all the documentation and the guarantees of the same. This has made them today a safe form of investment and financing for projects based on blockchain technology. Here are some use cases. The real estate. For tokenizing real estate ownership, enabling fractional ownership, and liquidity. There's no utility, right? You have one token of this big house, right? It's just a security token. And also the same to the active crowdfunding for offering shares in a startup through security tokens. I'm not selling you the shares, I'm selling you the token. Change a word, but the same thing. And also for the investment funds for representing ownership in a fund with profit sharing through tokenized securities. I want to use this slide to explain a little bit more about security tokens and how it's different from the cryptocurrencies, other, say, utility tokens, right? So the security tokens and the cryptocurrencies are nearly identical. They are created by and stored on a blockchain. They are both tokens, but the crucial difference lies in their purpose, intended use, and actual use. A cryptocurrency is designed to be used as currency, money, or payment method. A security token is intended to be used the same way as a stock, bond, certificate, or other investment asset is used. Many cryptocurrencies have been introduced which were not intended to be used as investment instruments. For example, Bitcoin was created to be used as a decentralized currency. However, when investors and traders noticed an opportunity to generate returns from Bitcoin when it was listed on cryptocurrency exchange, it began to be treated as a security token even though it was not designed as one. Ethereum's native token, Ether, was developed to be used to pay transaction fees within Ethereum network. In that respect, Ether is a cryptocurrency for sure. However, because it's being traded on exchange just like Bitcoin and held for its increasing value, investors treat it as a security token. But BTC and ETH are not designed to be used as security tokens, and there's no expectation of profits from the developers. They do not currently meet the criteria to be considered securities by the SEC. Thank you. I assume the SEC is not new to you, right? So the primary purpose of the SEC is to enforce the law against market manipulation. The SEC oversees the issuance and the sales of securities, including digital assets that meets the definition of the security. This means cryptocurrencies that meet the criteria to be considered securities must be registered with the SEC and comply with its regulation. The SEC is a key regulator in the cryptocurrency market with the power to create rules and influence legal outcomes. This authority can cause uncertainty and fear among investors, especially if the SEC targets major industry players or uncovers fraud. Crypto entities like banks, exchanges, and brokers must comply with SEC rules or face several penalties, including fines and operational shutdowns. The SEC's guidance, while not binding, can influence court decisions and shape the application of security laws in the crypto space. The SEC stance on the securities classifications of cryptocurrencies is based on the principles established in the Howey test, a legal framework used to determine whether an asset is considered a security. By applying the Howey test to cryptocurrencies, the SEC has determined that certain digital assets, such as those with clear ownership and control structures, and where investors' profit making depends on the efforts of others, may be considered securities. Howey test is divided into the following points: 4 points. First, there is an investment of money. Second, there is an expectation of profit. Third, the investment of money is in a common company. And the last, any profit comes from the efforts of a promoter or a third party. If any transaction meets these four criteria, then it's considered a security. This simple test allows you to recognize the differences between a utility and a security token.